On a warm summer afternoon in Florida, a father turned away for just 10 seconds, and in that blink, his 6-year-old daughter vanished beneath the surface of the shallow sea. What happened next would stun doctors, change a family's life forever, and ripple through an entire community with a story of terror, love, and unbelievable strength. Clearwater, Florida was glowing beneath the golden sun. It was one of those picture-perfect beach days. Children's laughter floated across the shoreline, seagulls cried overhead, and families stretched out across sun-soaked sand. 6-year-old Madison Green was bursting with joy. Her curly brown hair was tucked under a pink sun hat, and her tiny feet danced along the foam where the ocean kissed the shore. Her father, Daniel Green, a single parent and high school teacher, sat just a few yards away on a folding chair, carefully watching her while flipping through a novel. "This is your day, Maddie," he had told her that morning. "No phones, no work. Just you and me, kiddo." Madison smiled and pointed to the sea. "Then I want to go splish-splash forever." It was around 2:17 p.m. when it happened. Daniel had looked down to adjust the umbrella flapping in the wind. Barely 10 seconds, maybe less. When he glanced back up, Madison was gone. The world around him slowed. He dropped the book, sprinted to the water, heart pounding. Panic rose like a tidal wave. "Maddie!" A small crowd began to gather. Then a splash, small, sudden, and a scream. There, just a few feet from shore, a girl's body surfaced, flailing, crying, blood swirling in the water like paint. A young lifeguard named Sierra sprinted into the water without hesitation. She reached Madison, scooped her up, and began to yell for help. "She's been bitten. We need EMS now." Daniel gripped his daughter's hand as the siren wailed. Madison, pale but conscious, was shaking uncontrollably. "Daddy," she whimpered, "did a fish bite me?" He tried to smile through the terror on his face. A very confused one. Sweet pea. Her left leg was bleeding badly, the calf torn in a crescent shape. Paramedics worked quickly to stabilize her as the ambulance raced towards St. Mary's Children's Hospital. "It looks like a juvenile shark bite," one of them said. "She's lucky it was small." Really lucky. At the hospital, Dr. Elena Watts, a trauma surgeon, met them with urgency. "She'll need stitches, and there's tendon damage," she explained. "But the bite missed major arteries. She's going to recover, but it'll be a long road." Daniel felt the ground beneath him tilt. Relief and horror mingled in his chest. He sat beside Madison's hospital bed later that night, holding her hand as she dozed off, her leg wrapped in gauze and braced. The nurse, a kind woman named Renee, whispered, "She's strong, but you, Dad, you were strong too." Daniel wiped away a tear. "I wasn't. I turned away for 10 seconds. Renee squeezed his shoulder. "And then you never left her side again. That's what matters." Within 24 hours, the story had gone viral. 6-year-old girl bitten by shark in shallow waters at Florida Beach headlined local news. Reporters camped outside the hospital. A shaky phone video of the aftermath showed Sierra, the lifeguard, rushing from the water with Madison in her arms. Social media erupted. Some blamed the father. Others blamed climate change, or beach officials, or even God. But amidst the noise, something unexpected began to happen. People began sending letters. Hundreds, from mothers, from survivors, from people who'd once faced the sea and lived to tell the tale. "You are not alone," one letter read. "Your daughter is a miracle." Weeks passed. Madison's stitches healed slowly, but her spirit faster. Daniel stayed with her every moment, but he noticed something strange. Madison had stopped talking about the ocean, not with fear, but fascination. She asked him for books about sharks. She watched documentaries. She learned names: hammerhead, tiger, black tip. She even drew them on the whiteboard in her hospital room. "Daddy," she said one evening, "I don't think the shark meant to hurt me." Daniel paused. "What do you mean?" It looked scared too, like it was lost. He didn't know how to respond, but Renee, the nurse, overheard and leaned in. "She's got a heart bigger than the ocean," she said. Meanwhile, the lifeguard who saved Madison, Sierra Monroe, was being hailed as a hero, but few knew she had once been the opposite. At 17, Sierra had nearly drowned trying to rescue her younger brother from a rip current. He hadn't survived. I couldn't save him, she told reporters later. So when I saw Madison, something in me said not this time. Her redemption arc became part of the story. And when she visited Madison in the hospital, the little girl hugged her and said, I think you're part mermaid. Sierra laughed through tears. Then you're a sea princess. As Madison healed, Clearwater Beach transformed. Officials posted new shark safety signs. Lifeguard funding increased. Shark education programs were added to local schools. A mural appeared on the side of the Marine Center. A little girl reaching into the ocean, a shark swimming peacefully beside her. Daniel was stunned. All of this because of her? Renee nodded. Sometimes it only takes one voice to change the tide. 6 months later, on the anniversary of the attack, Daniel and Madison founded the Ocean Heart Project, a nonprofit focused on marine life education and beach safety. She still loves the sea, Daniel said in an interview. She wants to be a marine biologist one day. The interviewer smiled. Aren't you scared to let her go back in the water? Daniel looked at his daughter, now walking with only a slight limp, holding a plush shark toy. I was, but she's not, and I'd rather raise her with courage than fear. 1 year after the attack, Madison returned to Clearwater Beach. With cameras rolling and hundreds watching, she walked barefoot into the water, holding her father's hand. She didn't flinch, didn't hesitate. Do you want to go in deeper? Daniel asked. Madison nodded. Only if you come with me. Together they stepped, ankle deep, then knee deep. The waves lapped gently. A lifeguard, Sierra, watched from her stand, smiling. And in that moment, with the sun overhead and the ocean calm, the fear broke, replaced by something else entirely. Wonder. Madison's story wasn't just about a shark bite. It was about fear and what happens when we face it. It was about a father's guilt and a daughter's grace, a lifeguard's redemption and a community's awakening. And above all, it was about the power of one little girl who refused to be afraid of the ocean that hurt her because she saw something deeper beneath the surface.